starting now. This is your local news leader, News 10 ABC in the morning.
We begin with breaking news this morning. Congress has formally validated President-elect Joe Biden's victory. It happened just before 4 o'clock this morning.
And in a new statement from the president, he says, quote, there will be an orderly transition of power. The House and Senate working overnight to certify the Democrats' Electoral College win following the violence in D.C. that saw rioters breach the U.S. Capitol. Closer look at all of that in just a moment. Right now, we want to head out to meteorologist Jill Swed for a look at your Thursday forecast. Jill, good morning.
Good morning, and it is going to be a quiet weather day for us once again. We started to see those clouds clearing out overnight, and again, very similar to the past couple of mornings. All quiet here as we're getting the day started. This is a live look from our Siena College camera in Loudonville, and over the next couple of hours, we really will start to see things brightening up as we are expecting the return of sunshine area-wide today. Now, with those clearing skies, a little bit of a trade-off here. A bit colder as we're getting the day started. The past couple of mornings closer to freezing. Now here in Albany, we're checking in at 24 degrees just after 4:30. 21 right now in Saratoga Springs, also for Cobleskill, mid-20s popping up to the east of the capital region into Bennington and Berkshire counties. 18 right now in Glens Falls, also the teens for Big Moose. Along with that, the wind has started to pick up just a bit, so wind chills running in the teens area wide. Feels like 12 outside right now in Albany, and we will see those blustery conditions all day long, even though we are expecting more sunshine into this afternoon. It will be getting cold once again tonight. Everybody's back down into the teens and even brighter, but still brisk day as we wrap up this work week. We'll take a closer look at your 7-day forecast in about 10 minutes. Mary.
All right, Jill, thanks so much. Let's get a check of your traffic this morning. Not a whole lot going on the roads, dark and early this morning. Let's get a look at 9 South at Sitterly Road. Traffic moving right along at nearly 40 miles per hour there. Look at 87 headed southbound at exit 7 in Latham. Traffic moving at 64 miles per hour. And finally, a look this morning at 787. Taking a look at the Port of Albany, headed northbound on 787. We're moving at 58 miles per hour. Let's head out to one of our DOT traffic cameras this morning. We're taking a look at I-90 at exit 5 Everett Road. Oh, maybe 2 or 3 lonely cars out there early this morning. We'll keep an eye on things, though, as that morning commute picks up. Your drive times now. Let's get a look at those. We have your Northway commute at 20 minutes. Rensselaer County commute right now is a 7-minute drive and 6 minutes for your Thruway commute. Be sure to download our free News 10 ABC app. You can even use it to customize your traffic alerts when you need them.
All right, back to the breaking news out of Washington, D.C. this morning. Congress formally validating President-elect Joe Biden's victory. That happened just before 4 o'clock.
Let's give you a live look right now at the U.S. Capitol this morning. You see it here behind us. Lawmakers have been working all night to certify the Electoral College votes following yesterday's disturbing unrest. Vice President Mike Pence breaking down those votes earlier this morning.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Joseph R. Biden, Jr. of the state of Delaware has received 306 votes. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 232 votes. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 306 votes. Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana has received 232 votes.
And there is a new statement from President Trump this morning. It states, quote, there will be an orderly transition of power. Again, the certification early this morning comes after rioters spent hours breaching the U.S. Capitol.
Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley tweeting this photo right here of the Electoral College ballots, which lawmakers rescued from the Senate floor during the breach. A quick-thinking congressional aide actually grabbing those boxes on the way out the door.
And these are just some of the photos from that siege at the U.S. Capitol. New York State sending 1,000 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. to keep the peace and protect the Capitol. Virginia and New Jersey also sending troops. ABC News reporting that President Trump for several hours yesterday refused to allow Guard troops to be called in until his aides finally convinced him to go along with it. A look now at just some of the damage done. Lawmakers vowing to investigate how police handled the violent breach at the Capitol. Democratic California Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren says the breach, quote, raises grave security concerns and that her committee will work with House and Senate leaders to review police response and preparedness. Authorities say 4 people died. It was 3 of medical emergencies. 1 woman was shot by police. At least 52 people were arrested and 14 officers injured. Rioters pushed past barriers, overpowering police entering our nation's capital. There was an armed standoff outside the House front door around 3 p.m. yesterday. Congress was evacuated, reconvening there to certify the Electoral College once the police secured the building. President-elect Joe Biden spoke out during the riots, asking the president to step up, and President Trump eventually releasing a video telling supporters to go home.
We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace.
Like so many other Americans, I am genuinely shocked and saddened that our nation, so long the beacon of light and hope for democracy, has come to such a dark moment.
And Governor Cuomo releasing a statement that reads in part, quote, the cornerstone of our democracy is a peaceful transfer of power. We must call this what it is, a failed attempt at a coup. He continues on to say, quote, the election results are clear and the will of the American people will be carried out. We'll, of course, continue to follow this for you throughout the morning and the day. Still ahead in our next half-hour, reaction from New York Congress members who were in the Capitol at the time of that breach.
Local lawmakers releasing statements on the crisis in D.C. as well. Albany Mayor Kathy Sheehan saying, quote, Donald Trump is a clear and present danger to the United States of America. 2 weeks is too long to wait. He must be removed from office now.
Albany County Executive Dan McCoy saying in part, each and every one of us, especially our elected leaders, has the moral responsibility to not only condemn these violent acts, but also accept the outcome of last year's free and fair election in order to uphold our democratic principles for future generations.
Rensselaer County Executive Steve McLaughlin tweeting this, quote, every single person who broke the law in D.C. by breaking into the Capitol needs to be identified and prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Of course, we will be following the crisis in D.C. throughout the morning and the rest of today. Stay with News 10 on air and online for the latest.
All right, to the latest on the coronavirus now. Governor Cuomo saying the 60-year-old man from Saratoga Springs infected with the new strain had previously traveled to the UK. The strain was identified in a person with a connection to Enfox Jewelers in Saratoga Springs. 4 other people associated with the store tested positive. The new strain does not appear to be deadlier. It is just more contagious, more infectious. The vaccine, however, does appear to still work against this strain. That's why Saratoga County leaders are saying getting a vaccine plan in place is vital.
What we'd like to see, what I know all of those folks would like to see, is local sites, a local hub that we know we can go to when the time is right and the vaccine's available.
Saratoga County offering testing until the end of the week for anyone who may have come into contact at the jewelry store. Governor Cuomo calling on the federal government to require all international travelers coming into the U.S. to prove a negative COVID test.
Starting Monday, Albany City Schools will begin COVID-19 testing for in-person instruction. Albany schools plan to do random testing on 10% of students and employees because of the recent surge in cases here in the Capital Region. The district is asking parents and students to go online to complete a COVID testing consent form. Albany is now joining districts like Niskayuna, Guilderland, and Shenendehowa, who are also lining up consent forms as well. This as they wait for reopening guidance from the state.
Albany County reporting 272 new cases of the virus. There are more than 1,700 active cases in the county. Current hospitalizations, 154. The county now reporting 4 deaths that happened at a nursing home between December 12th and January 3rd. They previously were unreported to the county health department. The county's death toll now 239 since the start of the pandemic.
When we look at the numbers statewide, more than 8,000 people currently in the hospital across New York. Statewide positivity rate, little over 8% right now. 161 new deaths statewide were reported.
At the New York State Capitol, the 2021 New York legislative session began yesterday. Lawmakers continuing to grapple with several challenging issues, including the coronavirus and filling the state's $15 billion budget gap. Now, the building remained closed to the general public, many lawmakers participating remotely. Starting things off, progressive advocates talked about legalizing recreational marijuana and also pushed for a tax raise on the wealthy. Governor Cuomo saying creating a system to oversee marijuana will be part of the 2021 State of the State. Meanwhile, Republicans focused on helping small businesses affected by the lockdowns in the pandemic. Lawmakers won't be holding another session until Monday. This will be the same day Governor Cuomo will be starting his State of the State address. Governor Cuomo says he intends to include online sports betting in his 2021 State of the State. He wants sports betting to be run like the state runs the lottery. This in an effort to raise revenue for New York State. While details of the proposal have yet to be released, Rivers Casino and Resort in Schenectady plans on teaming up with Rush Street Interactive when it comes to operating mobile sports betting.
So we have our partner RSI, Rush Street Interactive is our mobile operator, and they work in multiple states, Illinois, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and a couple additional other ones. So they're well in the game of providing a top-level mobile product.
News 10 receiving a statement from DraftKings in regard to the proposal, saying in part, while significant legislative and regulatory steps remain, we would like to thank Governor Cuomo for backing mobile, the legislature for their work on this issue, and our customers for their vocal and passionate support for bringing mobile to the state.
4:40 right now on this Thursday morning, vaccine distribution information.
Local leaders say that's what they're searching for now. What they say is playing a role in the miscommunication.
Plus, out of thousands of dollars after a phone call with someone claiming to be an Amazon employee. What you need to know before picking up the phone.
You're watching News 10 ABC, your local news leader, with Christina Arangio, Ryan Peterson, Mary Wilson, and meteorologist Jill Swed.